I am a self-taught artist. Self-taught artist. I'm losing my English today. How to become a self-taught professional artist while keeping your 9-to-5 day job. In this video, I'll tell you how I did it in the hope to help you do the same or to help you progress in your own journey. Welcome to the Paintable Pro channel. My name is David Bilivo. I am a full-time professional illustrator and digital artist and the lead instructor at Paintable. On this channel, I'll be helping aspiring professional artists by talking about the best practices to grow your artistic skills to a pro level, as well as teaching my personal experience on how to become a professional artist. So if that's your jam, subscribe, like, share, you know the drill. Today I want to share my personal story on how I became a self-proclaimed, self-taught digital artist in the hope to help you do the same if that's what you want. Self-taught means having acquired knowledge or skills on one's own initiative rather than through formal instruction or training. The key word here is formal, because I didn't go to art school and study in a formal institution, and because I've been learning most of my stuff online, and back in 2011 when I started, that was definitely not the norm. Well, for these reasons, I would consider myself a self-taught illustrator. So I'm going to tell you about my own journey, how I actually came to become the self-taught artist that I am today. Then I'm going to give you 5 epiphanies that I learned along the way to help you with your own journey. Let's get started. Back in 2011, I was a full-time graphic designer working in Montreal in an agency. I was having a 9-to-5 job, and the job was giving me a decent salary, but I hated my job. I needed to do something to get out of there. And it's about that same time that I actually discovered digital illustration, and I fell in love with the process of it, and I really wanted to learn it for myself. But I didn't want to spend a ton of money in art school because, quite frankly, I didn't know if digital art or being an illustrator or being an artist was really the way to go. It was definitely scary. I was in my 30s when I started this. I was quite old, and so I had already 10 years of experience as a graphic designer. I didn't want to actually just scratch all of that to take a path that at the time seems very risky. Plus, art school was and still is quite expensive, so I didn't want to take the risk financially or any risk really. I just wanted to have the safe path, and so what I decided is basically to teach myself and become a self-taught, quote or unquote, self-taught artist and teach myself how to do it in my free time. This way, I didn't have to quit my quote-unquote real job as a graphic designer, and if I failed, well, I had a safety net, you know? My job as a graphic designer was not as creative as I really wanted to. Basically, as a graphic designer, you can be either very, very creative, or you can work for clients that ask you to put a logo, a block of text, and a picture, put that together on a pamphlet, and do like a million iteration and version of it. And that was pretty much my job. Let me know if you're a graphic designer, if you feel the same about your job right now, and if you changed job because of that. So at that time, what I did is I bought myself a tablet, and basically I did what pretty much all of us do. I went on the internet and tried to look for courses, step-by-step, teaching of any kind, always in the category of free, thank you very much. I would find something about portraiture, and then landscape, and then perspective, and I would kind of put all of that together a little bit like one by one, not knowing what kind of order I was supposed to learn all of this. I was just kind of learning everything that come my way in the hope to get better by myself. So basically, I spent a few months, probably maybe like a whole year, trying to find free material here and there, until I realized that I was really missing structure. And it's about that time that I decided to invest in myself and invest in professional courses that were made by professional artists. Basically, for a few dollars, I was able to get some structure by a professional artist that was showing me the steps to follow. This is one of the first portraits that I did following a course from Xia Taptara, sorry if I mispronounced this. He still has today, a website called I Draw Girls. I was able to follow the structure and basically looking at his work and then creating my own version of it. And obviously I didn't have the skills that I have today, but I was able to follow and get much better, much faster. And this was a revelation to me. At that time, what I realized is I needed to look for structure and look for mentors to basically help me with learning their step-by-step processes. And the more step-by-step processes that I was learning, the better I was getting. So about that time, I had better structure, so that was great. But what I realized is that I was missing one crucial factor, which was to get feedback and be surrounded by like-minded people, artists, to give me the momentum and just the progress that I needed, the accountability and all that. So what I started at this point is trying to look at the Facebook group that was already on Facebook, or the artist group, and I've started to just apply to each of them or to join the groups. And the cool thing is, after about a week of that, of joining all those groups, I had on my wall just amazing progress of all those different artists, all the posts that was going in these groups. And so it was super motivating, and it's pretty much at that point that I realized that I had a formula that really worked for me, and I just started to apply this formula weeks, months, years, until I got to the place I wanted to be and started to sell my own art and become a professional, self-proclaimed, self-taught artist. Now, I might have jumped a few steps in the story here and there, but in a nutshell, what I wanted to share with you guys today, the few lessons that I learned to help you do the same if that's what you want to do. Okay, so in hindsight, here's are the 5 lessons that I learned along the way of my journey, and hopefully they will help you too. Lesson number 1 is to create a daily habit. Now, 5 minutes every day is much better than 5 hours on a weekend. I'll tell you why. It's because that 5 minutes is actually to trick your brain to just sit down and do some work. Now, some days you'll be super busy. Maybe you have a full-time job and you're tired, or maybe you have a family to take care of. You can find 5 minutes to sit down every day. And the trick is you sit, you do 5 minutes, and you want to see if the 5 minutes becomes 10, 15, 20, 30. And if you reach the 30 to an hour, that's where you're going to start seeing great results. But you tell yourself 5 minutes every day, that's all you need. All you want to do is to sit in front of your computer, do some work, and if you're able to create a daily routine, daily habit of doing this, you'll see the greatest progress and super fast. Lesson number 2 is to find or decide of your destination. Maybe you want to be an entrepreneur artist that sells print online with your own online shop, or maybe you want to be a concept artist that works in a studio. And yes, they will both have similarities, but they're going to be also stuff that is going to be different, such as you might need a little bit more of marketing. Yes, being an artist is not all about doing illustrations or art. Sometimes you need to sell yourself, and in both of those cases you'll need to know either a marketing to sell your art or ways to sell your portfolio. So basically, once you know your destination, you'll be able to create a structure that makes more sense for you. Lesson number 3, you may have guessed it already, is to create some structure. Now that you know where you're going, you want to know how you're going to get there. What are the increments, the steps for you to help you get there? These can be sometimes a little bit hard to find, and that's where if you don't know how to create those steps, you probably need lesson number 4, which is to find mentors. Now, mentors are great for this. You can find the artists that are doing the kind of job that you wish you had, or the kind of work that you wish you would do, and basically get inspired from them. See how they got there. You can ask them questions. Sometimes they have classes online. I know there's a lot of classes online that you can actually purchase for very cheap and some more expensive, no matter the price. As long as you find something that helps you to create that structure in the first place, you'll be good to go. So step number 4, find mentors, artists that really inspires you to help you get there faster. And lesson number 5 is to find a community to help you continue. You know, it's hard sometimes. The day will be gray, it's gonna be winter, it's gonna be cold, or it's gonna be sunny outside, you wanna go outside. Having a community will help you to stay grounded. You'll need focus, you'll need feedback, you'll need momentum and progress. Being surrounded with like-minded artists will definitely help you in your journey to do all the previous steps that I just talked to you about. So find yourself a community that fits your needs, and definitely don't be shy to go in there, ask questions, and participate in this community. So yeah, if you feel lonely, you can always join the Paintable community. Like I was saying, I put a link in the description of this video. We also have monthly challenges to help you progress faster with the entire community. These are super fun, by the way. So yeah, there's a link in there. Don't be shy, you can click on it. And if you join this month, the challenge is all about facial expression. We're going to spend 30 days doing it. So if you're watching this and it's still this, come join us. It's going to be fun. But if it's another month, if you're seeing this in the future, then no worries. We're going to have new challenges every month. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Time that I decided that I need but today it's pretty much a learn. I don't know what color to choose. Blue, pink, green. You know what, guys? Let me know in the comment what you think.